nearly 100 episodes into the show, and this is our first movie that deals with an evil land developer. That's kind of shocking. Jamie,
Yeah.
Let's go watch Breakin' 2, Electric Boogaloo. Welcome to another episode of Good Times, Great Movies. We are an 80s movie podcast. Every other week, we watch a movie from the 80s, and then we talk about that movie. And strangely enough, the majority of them are dancing movies.
Yeah, right? We do discuss a lot of dancing movies.
I don't know how that happened. And we are in a, let's call it a polar vortex of our own.
Okay.
Of very goofy comedies.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I meant to tell you this in advance. I changed our next movie.
Okay.
So it's not what you think it's going to be.
Okay.
And it's another silly movie.
All right. So we're bringing on the polar vortex of silly. I'll take it.
It's just really to keep people listening until the end, right? See, you tease them at the beginning.
Yeah, I gotcha. And then
they have to stick around to the end. All the people that turn it off when we're like, now our recommendations, and they're like, skip, 30 seconds, the end. Now they'll have to listen.
Now they got to just wait. We're not letting that cat out of the bag just yet.
No, not at all. Oh, and I'm one of your two hosts. My name is Doug McCambridge.
That's right.
And with me is Jamie Lorello. Wedding ring on your finger?
Yes.
Okay,
no, it's in the drawer where I keep it for safekeeping. So it is safe.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, but I'm relieved.
Yeah. And guys, all of our patrons know what we're talking about. That's a perfect reason why you should
be a patron.
Go to patreon.com/goodtimesgreatmovies. And the other reason is currently Under the Cherry Moon is up. And I cannot say enough about that movie.
This movie, I had moments where I wish that Prince was in a little Breakin' 2.
I didn't think that so quickly after watching Under the Cherry Moon, I would be wishing I was watching
hoping
Under
for
the Cherry
Prince,
Moon again.
wanting it back.
When I was watching this going, you know what would really spice this up? Prince.
Why not? Right?
Why not?
But you didn't enjoy Ozone and Turbo's performance?
Well, there were two scenes. No. You know what? The more I think this is going to be one of those movies that when I was done watching it, I am very disappointed.
Oh.
And as we talk about it, I feel like I'm going to get
I think
back
so.
on board.
I think I'm going to...
Because I was ready to say I enjoyed one dance sequence.
Yeah.
Then I thought, no, two. Then I thought, no, at least three I enjoyed. So I have a feeling that I'm going to come around. And I know we don't like to give our final thoughts at the beginning. That's why they're final.
Sure.
I didn't enjoy this nearly as much as I did the first one.
Really?
Yeah.
Now
And you liked it
I'm
more?
the opposite. Yes.
Oh my
This was
God.
the electrifying Boogaloo for me. This was so goofy fun. It was, I remembered. I thought Boogaloo, I thought one of the reasons we were doing this movie was because you liked the original so much, right? Was that one of the enticing reasons?
Yes, and I had heard from several people that this is better
and
than
I
the first
believe
one.
those people. I do.
So maybe my expectations were too high, I guess.
No, maybe you didn't sit back and enjoy what the gift you were given. Maybe you were too analytical. Maybe you wanted to, because you tend to sometimes, when we watch some of these silly movies,
right.
like even the cartoons, you tend to dissect them a bit. You look a little hard.
I feel like I have to. I feel like not that I can't just sit back and enjoy it. I don't know how much I'm going to analyze this. I don't want to talk too much about what's going on at that hospital in terms of reality.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's
that hospital scene, I think, for me, it just came too late in the movie.
Oh, you
because
needed
once
that
that came,
sooner.
I was like, I want to watch an entire movie of
You
this
want more
hospital.
of this?
I would easily watch people be cured by the power
By the
of
power
song
of
and
dance. Mm-hmm.
That one guy was dead.
He dead. Yeah, he flatlines.
Died on the operating table, but because the surgeons saw sexy ladies and then started gyrating, this guy was brought back to life somehow.
What about the people with the broken legs and broken arms dancing in the hallways? What
that
about
one guy had a walker that he then flipped over.
Yeah, because the moves, they strike you, and you just have to do it.
How about how Turbo suddenly turned into Woody Woodpecker at the end of the scene?
Oh, I don't know what that was all about.
I
don't know.
No idea.
Oh, and what about his... Okay, wait, let's get into it. We're going to talk around it. We're going to talk all around the scenes, but let's just flow us through. And hopefully, with my guidance, you'll fall back in love with the Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see.
All right.
There's not much here to fall in love with. I mean, it's very thin.
It's a lot of dancing.
Sure.
And there's more of a storyline here than there was in the first movie.
No. I disagree. I disagree.
They have to save the community center.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know
what did they have to do in the other one? Nothing. They just met, and she likes the way they dance.
No, they had to convince her to be part of them, to be one of them in the first movie.
She didn't need much convincing.
A character that I really missed from the first one was that gay guy.
Oh, yeah.
Who was like in charge of the dance studio.
Yeah.
And they tried outfits on in front of him, and his reactions were so great. I missed that. I know it was a long time ago, but I missed him.
But you didn't appreciate the community center owner or the guy that did the boxing class?
Oh, you mean Mr. Just Slurred Speech? I mean, he took one too many blows to the head, and I don't know why they gave him so much dialogue in this movie.
Because he was you wanted to feel for him. And the kids, of course. The kids who the community center was for.
That bad guy just looked like a skull with eyes and white hair.
And like dentures or something, right? Because his teeth didn't seem real. Veneers, maybe. Is that what they are?
They're crazy. They're like Dabney Coleman's teeth from Hot to Trot. Because I couldn't. It's like, they're not fake. Like, I mean, I know they're fake, but I'm like, I don't think they're for a joke. I think that's the way this guy walks around every day.
Yeah, and they were like, hey, you look like an asshole. Why don't you be the rich asshole in our...
Yeah, you look like a weird monster. Come on and be the bad guy here.
And we need a bad guy. Was there even a bad guy in the first one? Oh, well, I guess there's the rival dancers, but we have them here.
Gang. Yeah. Okay,
there's so much more meat to this
one.
Get into it. All right. So what we have in the very beginning, we're treated to like handcuff belts and dance moves and feet moving and little montage of we know what's happening. We're getting a little.
Also, what I love about this movie is it came out the same year as the original.
No, it did?
The original came out in like March, and this came out in December.
They wasted no time.
They maybe rushed this into production with no writing, and like it all makes sense because Canon, the film that put this out, this Breakin was their hit.
It was their Breakin
hit. That made the most money for that entire studio.
So they ran with it.
Yeah, so they ran with it. And I think I know sometimes I get wrapped up with whose 80s career have we just... Are we done with? We're done with both Ozone and Turbo.
Oh.
And I think we got one more movie with Kelly.
Okay.
But if you remember, she was the mascot in Sleepaway Camp.
That's right.
Slumber.
No, the one
cheerleader
with
camp.
Yes,
cheerleader
yes,
camp.
Yes, I do remember.
And she was in Xanadu too.
Oh yeah, well because of her sweet dance moves.
Of course.
Mascot and Xanadu. That's why she's got this. So our cast from the original is back. They're
back, baby.
When you mentioned that they're done in it was done in the same year, makes sense because they look. There's no aging or anything.
No.
There's no real difference in any of their appearance. She's got shorter hair, or is her hair short in the original?
I don't remember. It's short in the original.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you're right. They have not aged, but it appears time has passed. It appears as though a significant amount of time has passed because she has been out of their lives for a while.
She's gone on to be a professional dancer of sorts. She's moved away from home, but then comes back.
Don't know. And were her parents rich snobs in the first one? Were her parents in the first one?
I don't think her parents were in the first one.
Okay.
But she's definitely comes from a wealthy family. Mm-hmm. Her father, we find out, wants her to go to Princeton and quit this whole acting, dancing, whatever it is she's doing. And she's got
a lot going on. Like her father wants her to go to Princeton. Mm-hmm. Her agent wants her to professionally dance. And Turbo and Ozone want her to be a street performer. I don't exactly know what their jobs are.
And help out with the community.
Yeah. I mean, she's in demand. She has options.
And she wants her dad to know it's her life. Those options are hers, right?
Yes.
But you're right. Time has passed because when she's back at her home, kind of fighting with her dad about, her having her own life, mm-hmm. she goes to her bedroom, which is sort of like the shrine to dancing and all her old dance uniforms.
Sure.
But she finds this old black and white 8x10 picture of her and Turbo and Ozone. It's just sitting around. And she's like...
Also, we'll get into this later in the movie. Is she engaged?
Oh, no. I don't know what that is.
About?
I don't know what that is.
I don't think the writers of this movie knew what the word fiancé means.
No, and they throw that in. I think even I think she maybe dated him for a while, and
it is so bizarre because at no point does she tell anybody, we're not engaged. He's not my fiancé. Everybody else says, oh, well, what about your fiancé? And her comeback is, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, she's got so many things going on, though, too.
Maybe she is engaged. You're right. Yeah, maybe it was just a mistake at some point between the first and second movie that she ended up with this guy.
It's part of lots have happened to her while she's been gone to Special K.
Yeah.
Lots of special things. When she returns, though, to Turbo and Ozone and the gang, they're so happy to see her. The kids and the people that Ozone is spending his time, the neighborhood kids, they literally are applauding. They're so excited to see her.
And they applaud as she pulls up in this car, and they flock to her. One of my favorite things about this movie or these types of movies is no character. I don't think at any point in this movie you see a character walk anywhere. They are either skipping or running or like doing cartwheels or dancing. It doesn't matter where they're going. They're in such a hurry to get there and they're so excited.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. There's just a little extra jiving in their step.
Yes.
And there ain't nothing wrong with it. There's even a rap made up for her. They make a Kelly K rap up.
Yep. I wouldn't say they made it up. I assume these small children have been working on this thing for years.
Knowing she might come back.
Yeah. And the legend of Special K, told around campfires for generations.
Would it be campfires, or is it like those trash can fires like you do, when
but I mean, the little kids call them campfires.
Okay, fair enough. Well, when she returns, we get treated to our first full cast dance.
And by little kid, I mean Turbo, because I think he's probably 18, but they treat him as though he's 12 in this movie.
No, he does get to fall in love in this movie, which is exciting. As awkward as it
But
is.
I didn't know, I never pictured him as so much younger than Ozone. At least in the first movie, they seem to be more contemporaries.
Yeah. Ozone has a little more experience.
He does. He does. He has experience with the ladies. Several ladies in this movie.
Lots of ladies love him. Yeah. And they are all disappointed, let it be known. The ladies of the community are not happy that Kelly is back.
No, of course not.
No, because she takes some of Ozone's time.
She takes all of Ozone's time. I mean, I guess we are to believe that after they met in that first movie, they got together. But I don't remember if they were romantically linked in the first movie at all. I thought it was just like the Three Musketeers. Like, we're going to do it. I didn't know that there was romance.
Well, even at some point in this movie, she says, her agent, I think, says, are you in love with that guy? And she's like, I don't love him. I love the way he dances.
Of course.
So I think I
love the way he dances.
I know.
So I get it.
The things he can do with his neck and his elbows and his shoulders,
There's
rather.
So much, shaking and let's call it popping and locking in this movie.
All right. Yeah. Well, that's Breakin', man. That's
right.
Breakin'.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, so in our first number, everyone does it. They go, Kelly is back, and they go out into the streets, and they walk from, I guess it's like Turbo's house or Ozone's house or his neighborhood down to the community center. And on their way, they do this like walking dance, like you said, and there's construction workers dancing, the meter ladies dancing. There's these older women in these like Sunday dresses that bust out into dance.
The young ladies in old lady wigs.
Okay, yes.
That was kind of very funny because they didn't need to show a tight shot of these women's faces, but they did, and they were clearly in their early 20s.
That's why they had such sweet dance moves.
Sure.
There's even on the middle of one of the roads, there's one of those blankets laid out so that the break dancers can do their breaking, their spinning, and whatever it is they
cardboard.
Do. Is it?
Yeah, it's just cardboard.
All right.
I mean, if you spun your head on a blanket, it would like wrap around. You know what I mean? It's not going to stay put.
That's true. I guess you're right. Well, they have their layouts, I guess. Oh, before we get to the community center,
right?
They dance over to the park, and it's at the park that Turbo spots his Latin lover. There's a girl on the stage at the park dancing.
What are they doing? What is this? Is she part of a group that puts on a show at certain times? But like the entire audience is involved. It's not just this group dancing. Everyone that's there dances.
Yeah, and when he goes later to see her dance again, like this is their like dance. You know, everyone just. It's just a scene where everyone is dancing. Right. Like I said, meter maids, everyone. So when we first see her dancing at the park, you're like, oh, is she part of this is just the neighborhood's dance hour? Is this just where this community gets...
It's just a world of dancing because this is going on at the community center.
Yeah.
There's some Hispanic group and they dance in the park. Then there's a rival gang that dances across town.
Yeah, and then there's the dance club that everyone likes to go to. I guess at night the kids aren't in the dance club.
You mean Radiotron? The dance club?
Oh, you know the name? Oh yeah.
I only know the name because they said we're going to go to Radiotron. And then they go there, and a band is singing a song called Radiotron. It would be like if we show up in Studio 54, and they're just singing Studio 54,
it's a little
titular.
Song. It's titular, would you say?
It is. If the name of this movie was Radiotron, which...
They do play an Electric Boogaloo. Electric Boogaloo song?
I think they do. I mean, at least it's said in
at the end,
song.
when he's on top of the roof. When he's on the roof of the... Yeah, I made note of it.
When he's hanging up that sign, like "Save Our City" or whatever, "Save Our Streets."
Yeah, "Save Our Streets."
Okay, all right.
I don't know what kind of dance troupe this Latin girl is into, but Turbo sees her and he's clearly in love. And
in love,
yes, without even speaking to her, and she's eyeing him up too. But there's more dancing to be done, and we have to bring Kelly to the community center. She's obviously never been in a community center, at least not one like this that has mirrors and boxing. I'm not sure that I've
been in a community center.
No,
based on what I'm seeing here.
There's a stage in there, right? Because they practice on a stage.
Well, yeah. Mm-hmm. I think you buried the lead here in that there's a mime that just shows them around.
Oh, yeah.
A mime that's a tour guide who doesn't say anything. And Ozone literally says, "Mime, show us around."
Yep. And he does. And he's just sticking around, too, for when they go and they meet other people. The mime is just kind of there in the background. Even later, the mime he's part of the community center.
He's there the whole time. Mm-hmm. And I looked up this guy's IMDb.
Oh, did
If there was ever a mime in a show in the 80s or 90s, he was that mime.
Wow.
Every credit you see is like, "Cheers, mime." Like, he did Mr. Belvedere, mime. So any show where there was a mime, this guy was just
This was your mime. This was the Hollywood mime.
My favorite part about this community center is as they're walking around, there's music playing, and you don't really hear a lot of dialogue. The only line you hear is Kelly go, "Oh, man, you have mirrors? This place is great."
Yeah. She does, and she does shout at the end of it. Yeah, "Man, this place is great. I love it."
Of course
I like
does.
it.
Look at this place. It's packed to the gills. Like, there aren't enough there's not enough room for people to move in this place, but they're all having the time of their lives.
It's amazing. And we forgot to mention the community center is kind of like a graffiti temple. Like it's this very colorful building that has sort of this street art all over it. And it's huge. And it doesn't look like community center. I think of like a YMCA, like a big rectangular building, you know.
Where there's more than two things to do.
Yes. Are you thinking of the like the naked hot tubs and the dance scenes from our
Of course I am. Okay. Not a day goes by that I'm not thinking of the hot tub scene from, what was that, Dance? Why can't I think of it? So You Think You Can Dance, I want to say, but that's not
that's
it.
a TV show.
Oh my God, how come I can't think of the name of that movie?
It was our Village People movie, and you did love it so much.
Anyway.
Can't Stop the Music.
Can't Stop the Music, God. Yeah. What I love about this community center is the clientele are either 10 years old or 25. Like,
they're younger than 10. Some of them are like 4 or 5.
Tiny.
They're little. Yeah, some of them are little. I do like to, besides attending and adoring the community center, Ozone teaches at the community center. And he's got a group that he's going to teach to, so he's going to show Kelly how he teaches, and one kid comes out and is like, hey, here's my move. And this is how Ozone teaches. He says, that's cool. Try it like this. And then he just does this whole other dance. And then, of course, we get more dance. Then we get another little dance montage.
They're all dancing. It's small group. It doesn't seem to be structured. When he's saying he teaches, it's just, you know what? Do what you want, guys. You're moving around. As long as there's a smile on your face, I'm doing my job.
And they kind of, like, he's got... I don't know if the other dancers are constantly auditioning for him. Like, he's got a stage, they do dance moves, and he's just kind of like, yeah, now do this. And they kind of do that. That
is a weird part of this movie, because he's like, I teach them dancing, and they're in this tiny room dancing, and suddenly cut to a large auditorium where he is, like you said, it's like an audition.
Yeah.
Auditioning for what? I don't know.
I don't know. For the community center, I don't know. Well, all of this fun time, dancing, mirrors, and boxing is going to end because there is a rich man that we mentioned with giant white teeth that is outside the building with an architect.
This is the most shoehorned in plot
I love it. Because again, whoever the writers of this movie, so like you said, Kelly's got that line like, oh, there's mirrors in here? I love it. Then you've got these men outside of the building, and you just see them holding up blueprints, and you're like, oh, all right, I see what's going to happen here. And the guy goes, that building with the kids in it, it's got to go.
Yeah.
Because they want to put up a new shopping center in the community.
It's super amazing.
Yeah.
And, I mean, anytime these bad guys are on screen, I was genuinely confused and kind of concerned for them as actors. Like, I don't know that they knew what they were supposed to do. So there's one guy. There's the guy there's like a skeleton with eyes, as I referred to him. And then there's another guy with these giant
the big glasses. He reminded me of the bad dog. Yeah.
Right. He looked just like that dog.
Yeah.
He
was the human version of that cartoon dog from All Dogs Go to Heaven.
Yeah,
Killer.
It's like, right, Don Bluth saw this movie and went, that's the guy.
Yeah.
That's the dog. I'm looking at him right now. Draw him as a dog.
Yeah, but I don't know if he's sort of the community liaison, like, because he goes to the court and tells them.
But this doesn't
he's the
make
lawyer,
sense.
Maybe? I think he's the lawyer. I don't know,
because it doesn't make sense. Because at the end of this movie, he's like, come on, it's an election year. I can't do this.
Yeah,
like,
I don't know.
Are you the mayor? Like, who are you?
I don't know. Because they presented to the woman who's like the judge, and
the woman who swings wildly between miracles. That's such an uplifting name. They're doing such great things for those kids. You know what? Fuck it. Let's tear it down.
She's like, but the structure's bad, and you don't have, in 30 days, if you can get $200,000, well, then good on you.
I love how suddenly, out of nowhere, the structure is bad. he's never said that they went in, that they actually looked at this. They're standing at least 100 yards from this going, you know what, the structure's pretty terrible, and we're going to tear this thing down.
I think that's part of the sham, though. Like, this rich guy doesn't care. He just wants to get this building down, and so he's going to blame it on the structure because you can't take it away from the kids.
But I just don't understand why at one point Ozone doesn't go, nobody ever came in and took a look at the structure of this building.
Because he just wants to save it. It doesn't matter. He doesn't need to know the details. He just wants to dance and save it.
And his solution to any problem is dancing. Anyway,
is dancing, yeah. We do get another a really fun, actually, dance sequence where they're all teaching the dancers how to dance. The little kids are dancing.
It's
so much dancing.
This whole movie's just dancing.
So much dancing.
As I said before we started recording, there are dance scenes that bump up right against
to the
other dance
Well, so there's a teaching montage, and then we go to that club, the
Radiotron.
Radiotron.
Yeah.
We go to that club, and that's where we see again that there's a rival dancers that he's competing with, like in the first one, but it's not like in the first one. It's kind of it's more prominent, their rival dancing.
Right. This just seems to be thrown in like, how can we pad this into an hour 24? Because I just wanted to make a movie about dancing, but apparently there has to be a plot. So
there has to be, right.
We got to do something here. Yeah, so they go to Radiotron. We see Ice-T.
Ice-T?
Is he there?
Not yet. Not yet.
There.
But he is there later, and he's got the weird, like, blindfold thing on his face.
What is with his weird leather daddy outfit? Like, he's got, like, bondage gear on.
Yeah.
It's a strange
And he's got these
Ice-T.
weird sunglasses that look like a blindfold or something. I was like, what is he doing with those things on his face?
Don't know.
I don't know. We don't see him yet, though. We do get to... He is at Radiotron later. We get a jive letter is what happens. Is he the manager of the community center, that boxing guy, or the owner, or the...
I have no idea. Well, he's just the wise old man in this movie that happens to teach boxing.
And he's kind of in charge of the community center, right?
I guess so.
Because he gets this letter that says that in order to fix the building, something's wrong with it, like you said, they're going to need $200,000. That's a whole lot of nickels and dimes.
It is.
It's a whole lot of nickels and dimes. And they're only given a 30-day grace period.
Right, yes.
From the judge.
Yeah. But you know what? But the community, they're into it. Like, they think they can raise this money. They have, what'd you say? They have a week?
30 days.
30 days.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a long time, I guess. To make $200,000. Smash cut to little kids washing cars with a song where the lyrics are, you got to have the money if you want the honey. And I thought that was inappropriate and made me feel gross.
There's a montage where it's just like child labor. Like they just have all these kids. They have a lemonade stand. There's a car wash. Yep. Oh, the mime is getting some work here. The mime is getting some money by doing
kids' birthday parties or something. Yeah. No one over the age of 7, except for the mime, appears to be doing much work at all.
It's only the little kids that are out there hustling, and they bring back buckets of money, literally buckets of money.
Buckets of money, and it appears to be Ozone's job to count that money. Like that is his job, is just to go through these buckets of money. And they also have one of those charts where it shows, the increase of the money.
Gauge, yeah.
And I was really waiting for it to jump up to like more than $500 or whatever it is. And they're like, I don't think we're going to do this.
Yeah, I don't remember, but in the beginning, I think they get like maybe $1,500. They don't have much to start with.
No.
So they start out, but they're hustling, but they're not going to get there.
No, of course not. That's an unreasonable amount of money.
It's a lot of money.
$200,000
with car washes and lemonade stands. Let's be honest. And this mime, he's great and all, but I don't know who's dropping a 50 on a mime.
Well, right, exactly. Know. Plus, he doesn't say a word. I don't know who's negotiating what he's getting paid
who's Where's Turbo when you need him? Kind of
Well, Turbo's busy dancing with a doll or something.
Oh my god! Oh my god! All right,
That's
let's get there.
One of my favorite parts.
Me
of this
too.
movie.
Me
that
too.
doll dance. Wow.
Wow, indeed, and the way it's all spiced. All right, let's get there. So Kelly, in the meantime, Kelly's meeting with her agent. She's got the opportunity maybe to go to Paris for one of her shows. Like you said, she's kind of all over the map. Like, what are you doing here, Kelly? You going to Princeton? You going to Paris? She's hanging out with the kids at the community center.
This is when we meet Stanley, her agent Stanley.
Yeah. He takes her to dinner.
A fancy dinner with Stanley. And I'm like, who is this guy? Yeah. Later on, she's in a house, which I thought was her house, talking to Stanley. And then Ozone comes by and grabs her, and they leave. And Stanley's like, all right, and just walks out of the room. I'm like, was this his house?
I thought it was her apartment, like, because she doesn't live at home.
But he didn't leave. I was like, what's he doing?
I know.
Just hanging out there.
And I love it. Ozone's like, Turbo's hurt. We gotta go.
Oh, Turbo. It's so great. It's so great.
Yeah.
I want to get to topless pizza eating.
Because that's how you
Where her
eat
dad
pizza.
walks in, he gets up and has to zip his pants up. It's amazing.
Moving along to the dance fighting, because that's what happens next. It's when
just very quickly,
yeah,
there's a bit of tension between Kelly and this other girl.
Oh, yeah.
A specific
Rhonda.
girl. Well, we find out that Ozone was, I guess, seeing this girl after he was seeing Kelly. And
he's the Mac Daddy. Sure.
Yeah.
He's the lover. He's just meeting the ladies and just doing his thing.
Yeah, he doesn't have much competition. He's got the mime and Turbo, maybe.
Yeah. So what's his competition?
Right? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I am.
Oh my God. We are so off with this. All right. Okay. So, you're right in that this... Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Dance fighting. That's all I want to get to.
Yes. So, the rival gang's name is the Electros.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, what do they throw? They throw something through the window?
Like a stink bomb or something. Something comes in through the window of the community center that right away Ozone is like, it's those guys. And so they know that it's them, like, sending this, like... It's like a stink bomb or something that goes...
I guess. I just thought it was a piece of metal.
Or make a glow stick? Is it a glow stick?
Right? Like, I thought it was a spark plug. I mean, that's a heavy glow stick. I think it was metal.
Okay. It's green, though, isn't it? Like a bright green color?
Oh, I don't... Boy, we're really, really wrapped up in this.
Well, whatever. They throw something in the window smashes, then they go out to find them, and literally they're in the battle zone. There's a combat song that's played.
That is the exact, I believe, same song that's played in the club in the first one.
Oh.
Because it's just like, you've just entered a battle zone.
Yeah.
And then a dance fight song plays. But in this one, they're fighting with garbage can lids.
Yeah, they have these nunchucks, spray paint cans that they use like nunchucks.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, I think those are two different things because I think they do have nunchucks.
Oh, they do.
But then you're right. At the end, he takes a spray can and throws it in the garbage can. And I guess that's a sign of defeat.
I guess.
I still don't know how they figure out who won. There doesn't appear to be a clear winner in this fight.
No, but Ozone and his gang do win somehow.
They win.
Yeah.
Somehow.
But they literally, so they do their dance battle, which we saw in the first one, which is where they just do dance moves against each other.
Right.
But this gets intense where they do like they kind of punch and kick and but they don't actually, it's like in a dance
right. I mean,
way.
It's like the Jets and the Sharks fight.
Yes.
That's exactly what this is.
It's a choreographed fight. Yeah.
Yeah, but even at the end, the leader of the Electros, like I said, he throws that spray can in the garbage can.
Yeah.
And then Ozone goes, yeah, TKO.
TKO.
Yeah. How did you...
I don't know how they know.
I could not determine who
I
won
couldn't call
and
it.
who lost.
I agree. I don't know.
They need judges. Like, they need...
You would think.
Because that's kind of how it worked in the first movie.
Right.
Is they were in that club and Ice-T was kind of the judge.
Yeah, he was like the MC. I know, and that's what they needed. They needed him to be there out in the street fighting.
Yeah, this street fighting it's not working out.
Yeah.
I didn't like
I'm
it
not buying
as
it.
much as the first one. So, all right.
Anyway, the construction is going to start soon at the Miracles at the club. Really, what are we going to do to stop it? I don't know. But our next scene, after some kid thinks the construction, like the surveillance camera, he thinks it's a movie camera. He's like, "Are you guys filming a movie here?"
I love how many times there are people there surveying the land, or like you said, they have blueprints. Every interaction is, kid, get away from us. Kid, come on. Kid, we're trying to work here. Come on, kid.
Yeah.
Kid, come on, get away. Like, that is every one of those scenes.
Not one of them are nice to the children. No, not at all.
Or they get their lunch stolen.
Oh, which I didn't realize that was his lunch, but it makes sense.
We have to have an extended chase scene. I was kind of amused by that for a second. Then I went, oh my God, we have to follow them? This is turning into a chase scene with lunch.
I thought it was like a toolbox at first of like maybe his special tools that he needed.
Me too, because it looked like there should be a drill in there or something.
Yeah.
And if he didn't yell, my lunch, every 2 seconds, I would have thought it was some sort of tool also.
I guess lunch is a very important time or a very important thing to a construction man.
Lunch is a very important time in a young construction man's life.
Mm-hmm.
This is sort of their meet cute, kind of? Not really, because they still, even after this scene, they still have not really technically met.
No, he goes and watches her dance again.
He goes
this
back
is
to the
funny
park,
too.
where they're constantly putting on a show.
So they're dancing, and he is a dancer, but in the audience, he's got terrible moves when he's watching her dance. And
everyone around him is dancing except for him. Even the very obese man who he
that's who then he asks. So she's Hispanic, so she speaks to him in Spanish. I don't even know what she says because she's got this weird, like, she's got a very weird voice that she has when she talks.
Not a great voice. She is not a great actress, let's just say.
So she says something to him, and he just looks at her, and then he turns to this overweight man in this Hawaiian shirt who is getting down. And is what did she say? And he's like, oh man, she's into you. Go get with her or something like that. He translates for her basically.
This is a great cut scene.
Yes.
Because it goes from this guy going, man, she is so into you. You got to go up there. She wants you to dance with her.
Yeah.
Smash cut to, he's back at their house going, Ozone, what do I do?
What do I do? What do I do? Now, mind you, earlier for a second, we did see them at the house. This was when Ozone was having troubles with his girl, Rhonda. Rhonda came in and was like, I just need you to know you can't see Kelly anymore.
Yes.
And Ozone's like, girls are whacked.
Girls are whack.
And
the amount of times they call people whack in this.
There's a lot of whack.
They call that guy with glasses, that dog guy, they call him whack, and he is so offended by that.
He does. He's like, wow. So
whack. I'm whacked.
So Turbo goes to Ozone for girl advice, and Ozone's first advice is kind of creepy. He tells them to stand next to her, smile, and then whisper in her ear. I have to tell you, if a gentleman did that to me, trying to make a good impression, I'd be creeped the fuck out.
His advice is really bad.
I don't know.
And all of his advice is creepy. And I love it when Turbo goes, and then when do I kiss her? And he's like, what are you talking about, kiss her? What? Why would you do that?
I know Turbo just wants to get to the smooches.
Also, does their house look like it's a cabin in like Salute Your Shorts? This isn't a house.
It's like a little trailer, isn't it? It's not like a...
I don't know what this is. We don't really see it.
It's like a storage unit.
Yeah. Yeah, it is like this. Or like somebody's garage. Like it looks like somebody's...
It's very colorful.
They do take trash bags out at the beginning of this movie, and it looks like they just walked out of someone's garage.
Yeah, it's not... And it's like a single bed. It's... Anyway.
There's
a doll
single
there.
Bed.
Yeah.
Do they share a bed?
I don't know if Turbo lives there. I don't know if that's Ozone's place.
You think Turbo lives with his parents?
I don't know. Turbo might sleep on the ceiling for all I know. He does some sweet ceiling dances, so maybe he's like a bat and he sleeps upside down.
Again, I mean, Turbo, no one in this movie can act. I think Kelly's doing the closest thing to acting in this movie, and even calling that acting is a bit of a reach.
Yeah.
But I do think Turbo, when he dances, his scenes are captivating. They are the best. His ceiling dance scene is great.
We didn't finish even with the doll dance. Yeah.
Even with the doll, I think he's doing a better job than Ozone is. And he danced with that broom in the first one. Like, those were the best scenes of these movies, I thought.
Yeah, you heart Turbo, let's face it.
I think I do. I mean,
I think you do.
I don't quite understand his character. I don't know his age. He's a bit silly looking, but, and I don't want to make fun of the guy's looks, but, he doesn't have that leading man look.
No.
Ozone is the leading man of this movie.
Is he?
Turbo's like
he is.
kid.
Yeah, he's the Robin to Ozone's Batman.
There you go. You got it.
Yeah.
It took us a while to get there, but we finally
figured it out.
We figured it out.
So Batman and Robin do a dance with a doll that is captivating.
Please explain it because I loved it.
For some reason, they have this life-size. It kind of looks like a stuffed blow-up doll because it has the look of a blow-up doll, but it's not blown up with air. It's definitely stuffed like a... But
100% stuffed blow-up doll. I do not know how to explain it, but that nails it. So if you have not seen it, picture a blow-up doll, but made of stuffing. You're right.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And so Ozone is showing Turbo how to dance with this doll. And while showing him these sweet dance moves, this doll morphs into the Spanish woman that Turbo's after.
No, it morphs into Kelly first because Ozone's the one dancing.
Oh, but it's Rhonda for a second too, isn't it?
It is Rhonda for a second.
But it doesn't go back to Rhonda.
Ladies.
Yeah. It does Rhonda only in the beginning, and then it's Kelly. But then when it's Kelly and Turbo's dancing with it, that's when Ozone gets jealous and has to get it back. But then when Turbo's really into dancing with it, it becomes the Spanish girl. But then they dance with it, like they take turns dancing with it, and they both envision like that their friend is dancing with their girl, I guess. So they dance it back, and then at the end they're fighting and they end up dancing together. Ozone and Turbo.
They rip the doll to pieces. Yeah. They're so incensed. They tear this thing to pieces.
Yes.
And then suddenly dancing with each other.
Yeah.
In a movie that has absolutely no money behind it and seems poorly written and directed and acted.
Yes.
The editing of this scene was quite good.
Yeah.
I was impressed with the fact that they would twirl with the doll and it would suddenly seem seamlessly to turn into Kelly, twirl again, and it's the Hispanic girl. I was very impressed with it. And anytime they're in this cabin, I'm like, this must have taken more time than the rest of this movie put together.
Kelly goes to her audition for this Paris gig. She does a good job.
What is she wearing here?
Oh, yeah. What is she wearing?
I don't know. It's like a
negligee of sorts.
It's like underwear, but connected with straps. But very loose and floppy straps.
Yeah. I don't know what kind of dancing she's doing in France, but I think it's pretty provocative.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was wondering too. I'm like, what is this show? I don't quite understand. No. I don't know if she's doing a good job or not. Her agent seems to think so.
And the people, there's producers or directors, there's people in the audience that are...
They're whispering.
Yes, that are excited. Excited whispers are happening as she does like splits across the floor.
And by people in the audience, you mean like the producer's cousin's dad or something.
Whoever,
like that.
This
I guess that'd be the producer's uncle.
I like the way you round about it. Oh my god.
Oh, and right after she auditions and clearly does a great job.
Yeah.
Then we go to her parents.
Oh.
And we have a scene of
where her mom's working out.
And why do they keep showing this dog?
I know, they have close-ups of the dog and of the cat. The dog's sweet face, and then later it's the cat. So yeah, the mom is, what is she, on a treadmill? And the dad just is kind of holding a tennis racket.
He's got a tennis racket.
He's ready to go play at any time.
And I really thought, I was like, this seems like a mistake. Like, this seems like somebody inserting frames of a dog just for fun in this movie.
Yes, there were too many, like, what is this dog? Because we never see it again later. It's not like the dog. Yeah,
and they're weird, like, fisheye lens close-ups of a dog.
I know, I agree. I'm like, was this shot from someplace else? Or why did they keep this in there? Or
I don't
was
know.
this maybe somebody's dog that they needed to feature for some reason? I don't know. But I'm glad you caught that because I did too. And later it's the cat.
I'll give you the $30,000 that you need for this movie, but you gotta put my dog in. It has to be in for at least 8 seconds. I don't care when. I don't care where.
And no, my dog doesn't dance, so figure it out. And they did.
They did.
Maybe it was to then allude to, so Kelly, they need more money. They don't have enough money, obviously, to save the miracles. They don't have a miracle yet. And Kelly says, maybe you should talk to my dad. You know, he's a really smart guy. Mm-hmm. He can help us. It's not that he's smart, Kelly. It's that your dad's got money. Yeah, we're not talking to him about his knowledge.
Yeah, he's not going to come up with some idea that you haven't thought of before.
No. And I think we all know that. So,
and I love how she asks Ozone to come, and they pull up in the car, and out loud, I think I said, "Don't bring Turbo to this."
Oh, yeah. And you do. Why wouldn't you? He's your buddy.
Just show up as her date. He's too goofy. Like, he's way too silly. And he's going to
together, they're very silly, like,
I wanted this scene to go on way longer than it did. Right. I don't think they did enough of this, like, rich to street like relationship or playing off of each other. I don't know. I saw so much potential for so much fun. They got up 3 seconds into dinner and left, and I was like, no, why did we end this scene?
No, there's more, yeah. Well, and especially that guy. So they show up to dinner at her house, and they're, like you said, I don't think that they showed us where Kelly lived in the first one. They didn't know she was rich, and they show up and they're like, well, boy, are you wealthy? And she's like, it's just a house, whatever. And then her mom is like, you two have interesting names. Yeah. And then this Derek
mom
shows
is very
up.
Sweet.
Yes, mom is very kind.
Before Derek shows up, I love this line of the movie. Kelly and Turbo and Ozone are there talking to her mom. The doorbell rings of her parents' house, and Kelly goes, oh, that must be Dad. And I was like, why would you ring the doorbell? And the line wasn't played for laughs. It was just throwaway.
It was just because
just ad-libbed on the spot, and it makes no sense.
It's not her dad. It's Derek, who the mom introduces as Kelly's fiance.
Again, nobody associated with this movie knows what the word fiance means.
And then what does he, like, talk about bad acting? Here's literally talking like this when he comes in. He's yes.
And why, when he is talking to the mother, do Ozone and Turbo sniff him? Why did they get really close to his back and sniff him?
I don't know. But you're right. A lot more shenanigans could have went down than did.
I just love it. This is Kelly's fiance. She doesn't deny it. And Ozone doesn't even react to that information.
No. Well, they're really there for a purpose. So they go and they sit down at dinner, which is served by a maid, but was made by Kelly's mom, who apparently is a terrible cook.
I don't know.
And it's just like red stew. Like it.
Yeah.
They serve it to Turbo first, and they glop so much into his bowl.
So weird. It's like the director saw Better Off Dead and went, oh, let's do something like that, but make it not funny or interesting at all.
And then so Turbo tries to eat it, and then, like you said, there's this dog that they get close-ups of. Well, then there's this cat in this scene, because Turbo, the dog's gone, and Turbo feeds his food to the cat.
I don't know. And why do they all sit there and watch Turbo eat?
I don't know. They all stare at him eating it like it's poison or something. Like, what's going to happen when he eats it? And
I was ready for some sort of reaction, or for him to say something, or for them to laugh like, you don't eat this. This is... I don't know.
You have to wait for the noodle or something.
They don't do it. They all just then dig into it.
Yeah.
I don't.
I don't understand. It's
They
just
missed the
strange.
mark so much.
So
during these
strange.
scenes.
Yeah. But then they do finally bring up this community center, and the dad's like, I know what you want. You want money. Of course you do. And the gig is up. The jig is up, whatever.
It's the jig. Yeah.
It's the jig.
Yeah.
But it's the gig, really. Like their gig is up. Their job that they came to do. The jig would mean their dance is up, and their dance is not up. Their dance is just about to get started.
Okay. Good point. That's a good point.
Okay.
Now, and why oh why on their way out from this dining room do Turbo and Ozone they like slap hands and just they turn around and smile and like wink back.
They ask for a biscuit. They want to eat the biscuit or the rolls that are there, and then they
take
do
the
this weird
rolls.
wink. Yeah. Oh my
It
god.
is so strange.
So goofy.
And the fiance is out of this movie.
Oh yeah, that was all.
out.
Oh, we're all. Oh,
Yeah, I imagine after that the director was like, "This was a mistake."
yeah,
we
you'll
can't
have
bring
to.
this guy
We don't
back
need
in.
you. Yeah, we'd rather have the mime. Thanks.
Yeah.
I think Turbo goes to Kelly for some
Yes.
advice about this girl for a little
Uh-huh.
bit. But then the next scene after he gets a little bit of advice is brilliant. Turbo is back at their apartment, their storage complex, whatever, and he starts climbing the wall, dancing. How did they do this? I kept watching going, how did they even do this?
Didn't you ever see that Lionel Richie video, Dancing on the Ceiling?
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
the same thing where they have the set and the whole
And they
set
just
just
set turned it.
rotates.
It's
And then-
amazing.
yeah, it really is. Like, it is... It's better than Dancing on the Ceiling because
Yeah.
he can dance. I don't
Yeah.
think Lionel Richie can.
No.
And he interacts with the stuff.
Yeah.
And he slides down
It's
the walls.
like
It's
the broom
really
scene
great.
that he does. It's like from the
Yeah.
original. It's like your mind is blown from that.
Yes.
Well, it's fantastic. He goes on to there's like a glass window kind of.
Yep.
that
He's breakdancing on it, but
Yeah.
then that shot from outside the window
Yes.
looking
Yes.
down. It's
really
good.
awesome. Yeah. And then at the very end, while he's dancing on the ceiling, that girl walks in. She found him somehow, and then they kiss, and then they dance.
And that's another scene that's great too, because it's cut together. Because he is on the ceiling, she walks in, she's looking around for him, looks up, he's up there. He walks down the wall, and it's
Yeah.
actually pretty funny because I rewound it. Because she's leaning against the wall so that he can walk down it, but she's just laying down, like her hair's flat against the wall, and as he walks down, it kind of goes back into shape.
That's awesome.
But it's really great, and then they get together, and then they're
Yeah.
together. Because
Then
I
they're
thought it was like
yeah.
a weird fantasy sequence. Like I wasn't sure that she was really there,
Oh.
but she is.
That she was really there.
So then they go back to their club. They go back to that.
And we have a
whatever
bad
club
night at
was.
the club. The radio.
Right, yes. Well, it's a
Place.
bad night at the club for many reasons. Ozone tries to make a truce with the
Yeah.
evil gang, and
Not going to work out.
that truce is not accepted. And Kelly got the job to go to Paris and be in a show, and Ozone is kind of a creep.
I can't hang, you dig? He tells her.
Right? Why don't you go tell your fiance?
Yeah.
And again, perfect time for her to go, we're not engaged, right? She does not say that.
No. No, she never
And
clarifies.
then on her way out, she is threatened by that group of girls.
Yeah, things are just getting bad.
Right.
They're just not feeling good, and yeah, it was a bad night, we'll say, for Ozone.
And but
And
this is this is what makes her then go to her agent. What was his name? Stephen?
I forget.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But she says, I'm going to do the Paris thing.
Yes.
I'm going. This is it.
Yeah, she goes shopping for Paris with her mom. Her mom is thrilled. Oh, you're going to love Paris. Dad and I were there on our honeymoon.
Yep.
There's so many
So
cute
romantic.
cafes.
Yes.
You're going to love it. And
Yeah, this is like the low point of the movie.
yeah. This is when we're like, wait, are the tides
Oh,
going to
no.
turn for the group? What's going on?
Is it over?
Yeah.
Is there going to have to be a Breakin' 3 because they just don't wrap it all up?
Because we need another.
Ozone's on the roof.
Yep.
This is when he's dancing on the roof when he hangs up a banner. And did you notice that roof? It looks like it's made out of cardboard. So I was thinking maybe it is not structurally sound.
Maybe it isn't. Yeah, maybe they do have some work cut out for them. Then they go to the courthouse. Isn't this when everyone goes to the courthouse?
Dance
the whole
their way.
group?
They all run and dance and handspring their way down to, I guess, City Hall. Mm-hmm. And, the dog guy with the glasses is standing there and, talking about how, this guy's going to put up the money for the property.
Yeah, and the property's going to be great.
Yeah, these kids can't make the money. Ozone and the boxer with slurred speech are making their, pleas.
Well, some of their pleas, a couple of times they just shout, "You're crazy! You're crazy!"
Well...
The guy with the glasses.
They don't have much to say. Yeah. I mean, they don't. They clearly don't have the $200,000. No.
And so their only comeback is to tell him that he's nuts. The judge hammers her little hammer around several times.
It's called a gavel.
She gavels her gavel around.
Yep, she gavels it around. Yeah. She gavels it around, and it's almost like she says things like, well, we have no choice but to accept that this weird skeleton man is going to own the property.
Because of the money.
And you have to be out by the end of the week or something like that.
She's like, get it cleaned out because, sorry, even though I think Miracles is a great place and it does help the children and you children are really cute. Like there's this little innocent face, like girl with blonde hair that's like 4 years old. And she's like, I love Miracles. And the judge is like, you are the sweetest thing and I can tell this means a lot to you, but this man has shiny teeth and a lot of money.
Yep.
So he's gonna get it.
Well, this is it. Turbo's had enough. So Turbo takes it upon himself to steal a worker's lunch.
Yep.
And a chase ensues. A chase that takes way longer than it should.
Yeah.
And suddenly, Turbo's stunt double falls down so many steps.
Tumbles down some steps.
This guy has a shaved head. He has no hair. I don't understand how they just didn't put a wig on the guy or something. This does not look like Turbo at all.
Falling. Yeah.
Falling down flights of concrete stairs. For someone who just danced on the ceiling of his home.
Yeah, he couldn't get his footing for the steps. Maybe that lunch was heavy. We don't know. And I love it when he lands, he's like, oh.
The acting of Turbo, everybody. Boogaloo shrimp.
Well, the next thing we know, Ozone is whisking Kelly away, as we mentioned, from her apartment or her agent's apartment or her manager's apartment, whatever, to say he's hurt. We have to go help Turbo. And Turbo he's in a hospital bed in like traction, like his leg is broken and his arm is broken and he is in a bad way. And then guess what happens?
Well, nobody could guess what happens.
They start dancing.
No. Well, they do. That Hispanic girl comes out of a tiny closet. She walks out of a teeny tiny closet. And that little white girl with pigtails goes, does she live in there? And that's how this scene opens. She's not just in the hospital room with him. She is in a tiny closet.
That she comes out of. That's right.
She comes out, she kisses him. He wakes up, and then they heal him. They don't heal him. They heal everybody else in the hospital but him.
No, he doesn't get healed till later. Yeah. Pregnant ladies are dancing. The guy, like you said,
the door opens up. A bunch of sexy nurses come
Oh, yeah.
out of
I was watching this with Barrett. He's like, when did the strippers get here? What is happening?
It's super amazing.
Yeah.
Like, I know we talked about the scene earlier, so there's no reason to really get involved.
Why
but
not?
It's crazy.
It is. It's a dance that, like, the hospital, it's infectious in dance. Like, the surgeons are dancing, the nurses are dancing. So they do have sexy nurses that come and dance. Yes. But then there's also, like, regular old chubby nurses that are starting to dance, too. And the patients, the pregnant ladies are, like, kicking their legs up like rockets.
Uh-huh.
And
there is a great move where Ozone runs down the hall of this hospital and somebody just throws his coat on the ground and he drops to his knees and slides on the coat.
Ooh, smooth.
It's good. Like, it's really good. And they wheel Turbo's hospital bed down the hallway.
Oh, yeah. And
they're breaking all the rules, but nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
No.
It's funky.
I wish I knew the songs or any of these songs, but
it's a song that's like, call the doctor, get him on the pager, get the nurse. These are the lyrics from this song.
I love the way you did it, by the way.
Well, yeah. If I had the tune, I would sing it. But
is this your favorite scene, the dance scene, the hospital one?
I don't know. I mean, it's between. I don't know. It's between that and the doll and the dance on the ceiling.
Yeah. Those are 3 great ones.
After they eat naked pizza.
Yeah.
The Hispanic girl sneaks Turbo out of the hospital.
Well, Turbo makes
am I
her.
Jumping
No.
Right.
Turbo wants out, so they have this awkward where he tries to get her to. She falls all over him, on top of him, and she has minimal lines in all of this. This is when she goes, Turbo, por favor, Turbo, por favor, Turbo, no. And then, she sneaks him out of the hospital.
That's a good impression of this actress, or this dancer, I guess.
Yeah. She sneaks him out in the laundry bin.
Yep, in the laundry bin, as is done in almost every movie.
Yep. And then he does do a weird Woody Woodpecker thing.
Well, a nurse stops her and is like, are you new here? And she starts speaking Spanish, and the nurse is like, can't they hire someone who speaks the language? Am I right, audience? Wink, wink. And then he pops up, laughs like Woody Woodpecker, and she's like, why you? As though this has been like a thing?
Yeah, like he's done it throughout. I don't know.
We never saw any interaction between these two.
No.
And we're supposed to be like, he finally got her.
Yeah.
It's so strange.
It's bizarre. But then they do get out. They are now in front of the center.
Yes.
And they decide.
Kelly and the mean girl, the girl who hates her.
Oh, yeah.
They get into a bit of a shoving match.
Oh, yeah, because Kelly's bringing pizza to the. She's got like 4 boxes of pizza.
Oh, that's why all those pizza boxes are getting thrown.
And then she pushes the pizza boxes down. This other girl and is like, hey, didn't I tell you to stay away from here? And Kelly's like, listen, it's like her theme to her dad, to her agent, to everyone. I do what I want when I want. Yep. And she tells her, I gave up a job in Paris to be here, so I'm going to be here.
It's crazy. It's so crazy. But they're fighting, but all of this is interrupted because they see bulldozers rounding the corner, coming down to knock the place down.
Before Turbo gets there, the group tries to dance. The group does a dance. They dance all over the bulldozers.
Yes.
But the bulldozers...
And, the little kids are in the dumpy lifty part of it.
And the white guy is there, the guy with the big teeth. The rich guy is there, and he's like, it doesn't matter. We have to still do it. And when all these kids are dancing all over these bulldozers and inside, they start going. Now... Turbo is back. He's finally back.
Turbo's back, yeah.
And
he walks out from behind a curtain from somewhere.
Yeah, from somewhere. And Turbo decides he's going to fight the dance. He's fine now, right? He's still
in a cast, like a large cast, like his waist and one leg are encased in plaster. But he is going to fight these, and he's going to throw pizza boxes at them.
Yeah.
And he's also just going to sit there.
Yeah.
And it's just not going to move.
It's interesting. So the bulldozers...
this is interesting.
They're still going to go when the whole group is dancing on them. Yeah. But then when
they're going to run over tiny children.
Yeah.
They don't care about
They don't care. But then when Turbo is there... the rich guy is like, come on, you got to bulldoze. And the construction guys are like, no, we can't. This guy's here. Yeah. We can't roll him over. We can't. But they were just driving over all these children.
This is the last 20 minutes of this movie, is people saying one thing and then going, whatever, the opposite. Like, that is everything that happens at this point in the movie. Because you're right, the skeleton guy is like, who's paying you? Get going. And the construction guy's like, turn him around.
Yeah,
let's go.
And they
let's
do. They just turn the bulldozers around.
Yeah.
And and then the news shows up.
The news. I need a scene of somebody calling the news. Yeah. Like somebody alerting the news of this. Because nobody outside of this community center seems to have had any knowledge of any of this. and suddenly the news guy's there, and he is instantly involved in this.
Oh, yeah, he's in it.
He seems to know all of the players, too. He's like, hey, there's that guy. There's that white teeth guy. Come on over here. Hey, big glasses. Let me ask you this question about this place.
He's setting up interviews, and he's kind of putting them on the spot. I love this, though. I love it. Where they get the, right? Don't they get the guy to donate more money? They get the guy with glasses to say, oh, we're not going to mess up this rec center. Right. It's great. The kids love it. It's an election year. I guess people elect me for some reason. And then they get the punch drunk boxer to sort of coerce Skeletor into giving them more money or donating money. Not just shutting the place down and buying it, but donating $10,000. Right. And I love it how he says something like, and $3,000, and the boxer's like, he goes, is what we were thinking about giving, but I said $6,000 wasn't enough, so we're giving 10. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense why, because a kid was in a cast suddenly. The bulldozer, everything's changed.
Everything that happened at City Hall during that meeting where she's gaveling means nothing suddenly.
It's a whole new world when Turbo steps in with his broken arm and broken leg. But that didn't last long. They cut that off of him.
Oh, yeah. They just cut it off. They're like, I guess you're better now.
Yep. You're all healed.
Remember, they needed 200,000.
Yeah, there's more.
They're still well short of their goal. But the news guy then approaches Ozone and is like, what are you going to do? What do you want to tell the audience? And Ozone says, like, you know what? Later today, like literally 10 minutes later, the sun has not moved in the sky. He's like, we're having a big party. Yep. Come out. I guess they're charging admission and help us save this rec center.
Save Miracle.
And it's kind of like a telethon. It's pretty close to a telethon.
Well, I didn't see people answering phone calls, but yeah.
Oh, you didn't?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you?
Other than the telephone part of a telethon, it's just like it.
It's a fundraiser.
They have their own version of Jerry Lewis, this guy who we've never seen in this movie.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's like emceeing it all. Yep.
Yeah.
And kind of giving them, and they're ready for the show because they have these coordinated outfits. They start out dancing with these berets on their head and these black and red outfits. And, Kelly's parents. Ice-T's there with his blindfold outfit.
Yeah.
These little kids dance. One little kid is dancing with a yo-yo. Another kid has a chicken costume that he's dancing with. Oh, did you see? Did you notice this? It happens at the club, and then it's also at the final festival. The guy with the mask.
Oh, no, I did not notice that.
You didn't see that weird mask that the one dancer wears? Oh, okay.
Did you see the woman in the audience with aggressively hairy armpits?
No.
Like, it was a choice. It was like my arms are up and I'm doing this.
Oh,
it was,
no.
Wow.
Was she dancing? Or was she just a member?
Just in the audience, like sitting on somebody's shoulders like this.
Oh, no.
And the camera just hangs on her for a really long time.
It's like, listen, we don't all keep it clean under the pits, all right?
And yes, it surprised me in a dancing movie from 1984.
Hey, all kinds. Well, this is, especially if it was in the audience, then,
it's very inclusive. Yeah, I understand.
Very inclusive.
I loved it.
But no, Ice-T does a nice rap about giving money to the Miracle or give to Miracle. Kelly's parents are watching this on a tiny TV, I guess in their backyard and
they're outside. Yeah.
And they
again turns on a dime.
Total turn. So they wanted her to go to Princeton, and they thought that Turbo and Ozone were riffraff and that this whole community center was garbage, but they watch her dance on this tiny TV and they're like, look at her. Didn't we always tell her to do something she believed in and to fight for a cause? Well, that's what she's doing. And her
dad's even like, you know what?
He gets the checkbook out.
Those kids are pretty good.
Yeah. He's like, all right. So they go, and Kelly's all sweaty when she's talking to them because she's just finished dancing. She's like, guys, what are you doing here?
Right there.
Yeah.
He's on stage writing a check. This MC again, who we haven't seen before. He reads out, they've met their goal. Balloons.
Oh,
There's
yeah, the balloons
confetti.
are ready. The confetti is ready.
Oh.
We have more dancing, of course.
We just dance out. We just dance out the credits.
And then they made their money. They did it.
And that's it. That's it.
Again, Kelly's dad dances a little bit with everybody. That's kind of fun.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right. But again, there's no like romance. Like, I don't know. Not that I need it, but it's been alluded to throughout the movie. Like, are you with Ozone? Are you not? They didn't talk about that at all in the first movie.
It doesn't matter. It's about the dance.
I'm not saying it does matter, but if it doesn't matter, don't talk about it.
Don't bring it up. Don't allude to it. Right. Okay, fair enough.
Yes. Well, you know what? Turbo found love, and I guess that's all that matters. Like,
yeah, Turbo found love. Yeah, but they don't even wrap that up. It's not like you see him like dancing with her at the end.
No, they're all just dancing separately in very neon, like everybody.
Very bright. Yeah, they change.
Just a neon dance at the end.
They change from the red and black outfit to a very brightly fluorescent neon-y color.
And I think at some point during this, they do make peace with the rival gang.
Like the rival gang comes to the dance.
The rival gang who, when the bulldozers were headed there, were just like, and just waving them on. Suddenly they're like, all right, this is our community center too, I guess.
We're cool with this. Yeah. And there you have it.
There you have it. Breakin' 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Boogaloo.
I think I told you at the beginning of this, I was not crazy about it. I thought maybe talking about it would change my opinion. I still don't think I like this.
You don't like it? Okay. You don't have to like it.
I think, and now I'm starting to think maybe I like the first one because it was so different and bizarre and I didn't know what to expect. And maybe one was enough for me.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. I like this better than the other one. And I listen, it's not like a brilliant movie. It's terrible acting. The dancing, it's a lot of dancing, but it's so silly. And it's so, again, I guess I like the plot, maybe the communities, maybe it was the kids. I don't know. I had a lot of fun with it. I thought it was a fun watch. I was like, how did I never see this? I didn't see the original. I didn't see this one. I guess because I was little when it came out. But yeah, I thought this was fun and funny and goofy, silly. Again, not amazing, not stellar, but fun. What do you recommend?
Recommendations weren't very easy this time.
Yeah.
It was kind of tough. I mean, when you go through the IMDb pages of people that weren't really in anything else, it was a little tough to find something. So I went from the angle of the evil developer, and I'm going to recommend the 1990 movie Darkman.
Ooh.
With Liam Neeson as sort of like, it's like a superhero movie where an evil developer basically hires the mob to kill Darkman, who I forget what his real name is in the movie, but he's like a scientist. So they burn down, they blow up his apartment, but he's not killed. But it's Liam Neeson, a younger Liam Neeson, with bandages wrapped around his head. And he, like, runs around in a trench coat. And it's a good superhero movie. It's a lot of fun. And I haven't seen it since I was really young. Maybe it's not as good as I remember, but that's my recommendation because I loved it when I was younger.
Okay, fair enough. Okay.
Yeah, what about you?
I'm having deja vu because maybe I've recommended this before because it's dance related. Did I recommend watching the Nicholas Brothers? Do you know the Nicholas Brothers?
I've never heard of that.
So then we're in the clear. Okay, because just now when I was about to say, I said, did I talk about this before?
Do you mean the Jonas Brothers?
No. These
These
are two brothers from the 30s and the 40s, I guess. They were these two twin, I don't know if they're twins actually, but these two brothers, they're African American, and they dance. They're amazing dancers. So they were in movies like Stormy Weather, 1943, 1948, The Pirate with Gene Kelly, 1941, Chattanooga Choo Choo. All you have to do really is if you don't want to watch all these old movies, which are wonderful, you should just Google them, right? Look them up on YouTube so you could see the little snippets of their dancing. Their dance from the movie The Pirate with Gene Kelly is amazing. And the dance they do in Stormy Weather is like it's known to be like one of the best dance sequences ever. Like the
Okay.
moves that these two do, they do these splits. They jump over each other and they do splits onto staircases. Like it's amazing. So even though the breakdancing is like I when you were gone, I mentioned to our Patreons like that breakdancing is amazing. I don't know how they spin like that on their elbows and their hips and whatever, but the moves that these Nicholas brothers do, it's outstanding. And again, they dance with Gene Kelly and I think there's a documentary about them. They're the Nicholas brothers. So there you have it. That's my recommendation. So, Google the Nicholas brothers.
You know what? You know what's really great about your recommendation? Yeah. The idea of going to YouTube and looking at the dances is exactly what I would tell people to do with Breakin' 2.
Always to just look for the dance sequences.
Yes, just type in Breakin' 2 Turbo and you're set. That's like 10, 15 minutes and you'll be super happy. And maybe then you'll want to watch the movie. I don't know. I wouldn't recommend it. Anyway, Jamie, our next movie, Black History Month, rolls on this podcast.
Rolling.
I had something else in mind. I'm going to push that off.
Okay.
And I know you and I had talked, and you know what it is. So I'm not saying that it's going to become my birthday choice, but it'll be my birthday choice. But instead,
okay.
A listener named Christian Montez, he became a $15 donor a long time ago.
Thank you, Christian.
And I kept reaching out and saying, hey, at $15, you get to pick a movie. Give us a movie. And he did not respond for a very long time.
Oh, no.
Finally came in and said, sorry, I've been thinking about it. And, I think I know what I want you guys to do.
Yeah.
So he gave me two choices, said, do any one you want. We are going to do the Mr. T movie.
Oh.
DC Cab.
Oh.
I've never seen. I have seen the poster. The poster is in my brain. It's in my brain. It's Mr. T on a yellow background with a cab door as though he had just ripped it off of a taxi.
Amazing.
I have no idea what the movie's about, but I kind of thought this is so goofy. I don't know if we'll get around to another Mr. T movie. P.S. We will.
Yeah,
I know
Christmas
we will.
time.
Next Christmas.
Yeah.
Guys, if you were excited about He-Man She-Ra Christmas, if you were excited about Cabbage Patch Kids Christmas, wait for our Mr.
Wait
T
till you
Christmas.
see what we have in store for you. Yeah. But this sounds DC Cab. I'm going to go out on a limb and say he's a cab driver in Washington, D.C., but I don't know.
Who knows? But I think it's vintage T. It is, like the sleeves ripped off of that denim jacket.
Feathers.
Feather earring.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm stoked.
I'm very excited about this.
Yeah, thank you, Christian.
I mean, I don't think we need to apologize to our listeners for doing so many goofy movies in a row, but I feel like after this, we might have to change it up so we take on something
more Mosquito Coasty.
More Mosquito Coasty, more... What was the one where Mary Steenburgen was trapped in a cabin with those weirdos?
Oh my God, when she had to run out to the coldness. Right, yes. I think it was called like Winter Sadness or something like that.
Winter Sadness.
Dark Winter or something, I don't know.
Sure. I try and sometimes do movies associated with the seasons. There aren't a whole lot of wintry movies made.
In the 80s?
Just typing that into IMDb, like snowy movies in the winter, movies set at winter time. Like there aren't a whole lot of results. But anyway, it gives us an excuse to talk about Mr. T.
I love it. Let's do it.
Yeah. So everybody, we will see you in 2 weeks with DC Cab, Black History Month. And again, speaking of, don't forget Under the Cherry Moon, starring Prince.
Don't forget it.
Is on Patreon now, and if you sign up, you get everything we've talked about on Patreon. It's all there.
You're a lucky person.
You'll get it immediately. And uncut episodes where Jamie talks about breakdancing when I leave the room. I do have to say, I do cut 15 to 20 minutes out of every single episode, and it's not just us coughing or sniffling or Skype freezing up. That is some of it. But we do talk for a good 10 minutes before we even start recording.
Yeah, we get a little chatty,
We do. And if you want that, go to Patreon.
Yeah.
Anyway, everybody, thank you so much for continuing to listen to us.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Stay rad.
Stay rad.
Yes, stay rad.
Keep on staying rad, everybody.
Goodbye.
You're the loser, punk.
I just realized I lost my engagement ring. So I'm...
Wait, you just realized
Yeah,
this?
like it's not on my finger right now, and I'm not sure where I would have dropped it. So hold on.
Are you asking Google?
No.